Don't ever
Kyle
preach up
Van.
in the front of a classroom all day long, planting seeds of
Mr.
revolution.
Robredo,
We
they were
dedicate this
calling
song.
you.
Goes one for the student who refuses
We need
to
you up
submit,
here now.
and two for the teachers who are underpaid. It's the next generation of miseducated.
Love you,
Mr.
Mr.
Robledo
Robredo.
must come to the stage.
Mr. Robredo.
Mr. Robledo, where are you?
Giving young bloods life, and four for the years you spent stifled inside. It's the next generation of miseducated youth. Next time, ask them for proof. Now to the knuckleheads clowning in the back of the class, to the teacher's pet monkey in the front kissing ass, but most of all, everyone else who sat between them and questioned all the falsehoods your teachers believe in. Up in hallways, heard it in locker territorialism.
Miss Bjorkman, come to the stage, please. Miss Bjorkman.
Listen instead, rock the mixtape and Walkman discreet with the headphones threaded from the pocket through the sleeve. You received education through the music you heard. Cafeteria tables enabled beats to occur, where students separated in cliques. The state of the nation manifested up in high school politics. History repeated, you read it to regurgitate. Slave-owning dead white men quotes. You know they made curriculums designed to make obedient drones. Bring your paper, but please leave your lyrics at home. It goes one for the student who refuses to submit, and two for the teachers who are underpaid. It's the next generation of miseducated youth who demonstrate the truth and manage to make it through. It goes three for the strikes, giving young bloods life, and four for the years you spent stifled inside. It's the next generation of miseducated youth. Next time, ask them for proof.
And we did. I know. We didn't have any of that information.
Give me a second, I need to get my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom getting higher than the Empire State. My lover, she's waiting for me just across the bar. My seat's been taken by some sunglasses, asking about a scar. And I know I gave it to you months ago. I know you're trying to forget, but between the drinks and subtle things, the holes in my apologies, you know, I'm trying hard to take it back. So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun.
I need Ryan Wu and Brandon Yee to the stage. Ryan Wu, Brandon Yee to the stage.
All right, graduates, it is 8:58. We need everybody on your seats right now. It is 8:58. We are going to be starting at 9 a.m. We want everybody on your seats right now. We'll get started very soon. You look wonderful, everybody. Everybody looks so beautiful and phenomenal. All of our pathway leaders, we need you all here up front. Student speakers, we need you all up front. We'll be getting started shortly.
Chloe and Jessica. They should be sitting here. Okay, so you, sir, should be. Yeah, that's Chloe and Jessica. Oh, yeah. And then. Let's just fit a chair in here. Okay.
lot of Filipinos up here.
Congrats, guys. Valedictorian to the valedictorian.
Hello.
Wait, can I? Wait, what about Brittany?
First, where's Sherman's speech? Okay, you are right here, my friend.
Wait, no, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You are number 3. You are after Chloe and Jessica. Okay, so Sherman's here. We need another chair. You're going to be right at my tuchus. Sorry, excuse me. Is that really weird? Should we put them back there? They're going to be right in my tuchus.
Move that chair down. Move that chair down.
There's extra space there.
Justin, I've been looking for you.
Okay, sit close. Sit close.
Should I say your Chinese name or just say Justin?
Okay, that's perfect. If we can do that. So it's Sherman. Chloe. Sherman's number 1.
Okay.
Sherman. Sit right here. You're number 1. You two, number 2. You are the third.
Mr. Nepo, can I say happy birthday to someone? Yes. Okay.
Where'd you get the water?
Okay, we don't have our students in seats yet. Is the mic on?
All right, graduates, we see you guys stand up. We need you all in your chairs right now. We can't get started until you guys are sitting down. Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Good morning. Give 5 more seconds to make sure everybody's seated. We will start with the presentation of colors by Balboa's Junior ROTC Color Guard.
Color guard. Pull. Left turn. Forward. Color guard. Pull. Reason. Order. Order. Arm. Right turn. Arm. Forward. Arm.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to the 2024 commencement ceremony for Balboa High School. Before we begin the ceremony, I want to please remind everyone that today is a day to celebrate the achievements of our graduates, and so I ask everyone in attendance to be positive in your words and actions. Students and their families have worked hard to get to this moment. Please refrain from causing any disruption during student and staff speeches. We will pause the graduation if this becomes a concern. Thank you all in advance for making this day a day of celebration and recognition of all students. Another reminder, please refrain from throwing any confetti. This is an enormous burden on the cleaning crew that has to come in and clean before the next graduation, which is minutes away. Now, time to celebrate. I first want to thank Mayor London Breed and the City of San Francisco, for providing our students and families the graduation ceremonies they deserve. I also would like to thank Dr. Matt Wayne and our superintendent, and Matt Alexander, one of our board members, for joining us today. As well, we have our high school superintendent, Davina Goldwasser, and executive director of high schools, Tara Hobson, and our high school policy analyst, Steph Lynn. So, class of 2024. Today is your day. I want you to embrace it, to relish it, let it sink in. Take a moment to be completely present and commit this moment to your memory forever. I want you to feel the sun on your face. Feel your chair. Feel your feet on the ground. Look around at the crowd that's here for you. Look around at this venue, this beautiful venue. Take a breath. This is all about you, acknowledging your hard work over these 4 years. The class of 2024 is a special one. Their accomplishments are endless. As I was writing this speech, I got goosebumps. My pride to call these students Balboa graduates is unmeasurable. Let me share with you where many of these lovely graduates are off to next. Most of our graduates are staying close to home in California. 9 students are going to UC Berkeley, 5 to UCLA, 11 students are off to UC Davis, and that's only to mention few of the UCs that they will be attending. Others chose to go to further destinations across the country. We have a student going to the University of Chicago, one going to Williams College, and another going to the University of Massachusetts in Boston. We have students who are choosing to go right into trade schools, following their interests that were developed in pathways or through work experiences. Many of these students have already had internships and work experience within these fields to get a jump start on their career. We also have a handful of students who are going to serve our country in the armed forces. One of those students was awarded the prestigious Navy ROTC Marine Options Scholarship, which gives him a full ride to the school of his choosing, which is Rochester Institute of Technology. Let me share with you a little bit about why these students before you have been scooped up so easily by these colleges, universities, and career industries. Again, these are only a few examples. We have a staggering number of students from this graduating class who took advanced placement or AP classes. AP classes are traditionally seen as the highest academic measure in schools. At Balboa, they are highly regarded, but they are secondary to the work of the students before you. I want to explain that Balboa is a pathway school. Every single student participates in one of our 5 pathways: CAST, GDA, Law, Pulse, and Walk. Our students will walk the stage in these pathway groups, culminating their 2 years in these pathway programs of study. We focus and commit most of our time to creating rigorous and meaningful experiences in these pathways. Our goal is to ensure students are learning all 21st century skills that will make them excel in the world today. We require specific classes in our pathways, which are additional to graduation requirements. And none of these additional classes are APs. Yet, nearly half of the students in front of you take AP classes, with an unprecedented number of 18 exams that were taken this year. In addition, this class pushed beyond their A through G requirements in other ways. This class took more than what was required in math, science, and world language. Many of these students took 4 years of math, 4 years of science, and 3 or 4 years of language. Absolutely incredible work. We also have 24 California Scholarship Federation Life members in front of you. Usually the percentages range from 1% to 3% at schools. At Balboa, we have 8%. Let me tell you about their hard work in the classroom every day and their relentless pursuit for excellence. 26 students in front of you carried a 4.0 in all 4 years at Balboa. And further, half of this class carried a GPA of 3.5 or higher. Academics are not the only thing this area, this class excels in. They are truly athletic scholars. Participation alone is impressive. Over 50% of the seniors played sports, and the majority of those seniors were leaders on their teams, not only for skill, but also for attitude and dedication to the sport. This year, we had 6 teams compete in the season playoffs for their sports: girls golf, JV football, varsity boys basketball, varsity baseball, badminton, and boys volleyball. 3 teams made it to the final championship. And though we did not take any championships home this year, they fought to the very last minute. The teams that went to the finals were varsity football, varsity girls volleyball, and softball. As well, 4 teams, athletes made all city in cross country, wrestling, track, and swimming. We've got some major athletes in front of you. Now moving into the area that's most close to my heart. This class of 2024 has both leadership and service in their blood. The class of 2024 spends as much time in the classroom and on the athletic field as they do in clubs, work, and school leadership positions. They do everything from the start to the finish. They have an idea for service to the community, they imagine it, they develop relationships with community adults, write up proposals, recruit members, and finally execute action in the service of others. For the first time ever, 2 of our seniors this year, they happen to be giving speeches today, co-led our school site council, which has historically been run by a teacher. We had our first LGBTQ+ dance this year that was started as a good idea to a magically fun and inspiring evening. At Balboa, we have a community service graduation requirement. Students must complete 100 hours of community service over the 4 years. Well, this class met and exceeded that expectation quickly. More than a third of the class did well over 100 community service hours. 23 of those students did well over 300 community service hours. These examples speak to the work within the Balboa community, but they extended themselves outside Balboa as well. Since the pandemic, we have found many of our students taking on more responsibilities at home. More than half of this senior class somehow balanced all their athletics and academics with part-time jobs. I told you this class is a special one. They leave behind big shoes to fill, but they have been great leaders and models to the classes behind them. They have set a new standard at Balboa. You all have set a new standard at Balboa. I know you are all so proud of them as I am. It is truly an honor to be called your principal. Please let's give them a large round of applause. And now for the more exciting part of the ceremony, our student speakers. I would like to call up Mr. Sherman Chen. He is our valedictorian.
It's hot up here.
Yes, it is.
Before I start, I would like to say happy birthday to Kyler. Where's Kyler? Good morning, excited family members, board siblings, esteemed faculties, fortunate souls who forgot to come today, and especially the graduating class of 2024. Before I start my speech, I would first like everyone to take a moment of silence to honor all of the broken bones that have survived the school chairs. Today, we have become Balboa graduates, and we finally get to have an actual graduation in person instead of having it virtually. I remember being in 8th grade where I had to dress up to attend a virtual graduation where there was complete silence. And trust me, it was an interesting experience to say the least. The home of the Buccaneers is now home to future doctors and lawyers, engineers and athletes, teachers and musicians, artists and nurses. No matter the reason of why you chose to be a Buccaneer, whether you hated it or loved it, we should take this moment to congratulate your hard work, your perseverance, and your achievements that will last forever at Balboa. We survived countless all-nighters, caffeine overdoses, cold calls, and the dreaded group projects where somehow one person always disappears into the Bermuda Triangle of responsibility. But hey, teamwork makes the dream work, right? Graduation marks the end of yet another extraordinary chapter in our lives. With this chapter closed, I'm certain that many of us are already anxious about starting the next one, because unlike an English book, we cannot skip through the pages of life to see how long the next chapter is going to be. We all have our own book of life that has not yet been written, and with each day that passes, it is another page that we write ourselves. Luckily, as Balboa graduates, we have been given all the paper and ink we need to write our own stories. And with the love and support of our families, friends, and fellow graduates, our stories will become famous. If there is one thing that we should take away from school, it is that we must remember how to stimulate the economy. No, I wish Mr. Rosenberg can come up, but might be a little bit inappropriate. All right, all jokes aside, remember, even the smallest things we do in our everyday lives will have the greatest impact. I remember just having lunch with my friends at the same time and at the same table from sophomore to senior year. Though these moments were short, it was precious to my happiness and my life. We may all walk different paths, but we all come from the same place. As graduates of the Balboa Buccaneers, we will steer our ships and take the treasures and glory that await us in the new beginning. I want to thank our teachers for their unwavering dedication to education, Ms. Jung's dedication to feeding us books, and Ms. Dowdall's occasional obsession with her favorite K-pop. Even when we made it feel like hurting caffeinated zombies. If patience were a sport, I think they'd all have gold medals by now. Lastly, I want to thank my family and friends, my dad, my mom, my brother, my grandma, and my grandpa for everything that you have done for me. Thank you, and congratulations to class of 2024, the best class at Balboa.
Thank you, Sherman. And next, we have our salutatorian and our balutatorian, Chloe Yuang and Jessica Chen Bu.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chloe Aoyang, and it is an honor to stand before you as the salutatorian of this remarkable class of 2024. I'm so proud to be standing here today giving this speech with the person that has been through thick and thin with me throughout all these 4 years.
And my name is Jessica Chen Bu, your valedictorian of the wonderful and amazing class of 2024. It is an honor to be here on this stage on this very special day. Despite all the difficulties, hardships, impossible deadlines, and sleepless nights, we still managed to overcome any obstacle, confront any injustice, and still graduate on time.
And as we were in our rooms thinking about what we wanted to say, we start looking back on all the fond memories that we had during our time at Balboa. Remember all the numerous fire drills we had, where we had to stand outside in the sun, rain, and wind for half an hour at a time, and the bathrooms were basically never open?
Okay, Balboa hasn't been that bad. I mean, besides those, do you remember the feelings of excitement of setting up your own table for food fair, selling classmates and friends delicious food at ridiculous prices, and then using that money to buy your club officers boba and dessert? I mean, we wouldn't do that, right? Or maybe, do you remember sharing all of your classes with that one friend, and you guys end up following each other in the halls, but still getting lost and going to the wrong class together? Yeah, thanks, Chloe. All these memories will still be with us even when we look back on our high school days when we are old, wrinkly, and have heads full of gray hair. The last 4 years have actually passed by so quickly, and it feels as if we all will be soon part of the corporate world, slaving away at our jobs in a blink of an eye.
Now that I'm looking back on these past 4 years, I have a lot to be thankful for. First, a massive shout out to our amazing teachers. You have managed to teach hundreds of sleep-deprived teenagers, interpreted our questionable handwriting, and somehow still managed to plant information into our brains, even when we were busy daydreaming about the upcoming weekends. You all deserve a raise, a lifetime supply of coffee, and a vacation to a quiet retreat, away from the rest of us. Seriously, thanks for not giving up on us, even when we deserved it.
Thank you to all the teachers who managed to almost kill every single one of us with the heavy workloads and back-to-back tests. Special shout-outs to Mr. Wilcox for the unfiltered rants that always get the class laughing, Mr. Rosenberg for all the A's you give in a day, Ms. Awadala for telling us about your gym crushes, and many other teachers that got us to where we are today. Even though I might despise you at times, like when I see our final is a 10-page research essay, or when there's another Socratic seminar, I'm forever thankful for all the support you have given to me and the rest of the class. I would also like to thank the counselors and college and career staff who have supported us through the hellish months of college application and PIQ season. Thank you especially to my counselor, Mr. Chang. Yes, I had to mention you. He has truly been an amazing advocate, always checking up on me and encouraging me to keep striving for more.
Next, thank you to our fellow graduates. Thank you for being there when we were in the trenches together, sharing notes and moral support and enough procrastination techniques to make us all professional slackers. We all saw each other at our best and worst, and we would never judge. We are the future leaders, and most importantly, we understand the struggles of not skipping class or the joy of finally acing that math test.
I would also like to give special thanks to my closest friends who have been with me and supported me for literally forever. The Chloes, Katie, Emily Yu, Kathy, Eve, Allison, Olivia, Kristen, Jessica, Rora, Vivian, Michelle, and so many more. Thank you. I love you guys, and I think I wouldn't be mentally sane without you.
And to our parents and everyone that has come today to support, the real MVPs, thank you for putting up with our teenage shenanigans. We may not have always said it, but we appreciate you more than the free Wi-Fi that you provide us. Oh, and hi, Mom and Dad. I hope to continue to make you proud, and I stand here today to let you know that I've done everything for you all. Even through the tough times and many agreements, I just want to make you guys happy because I wouldn't be here giving this speech without you guys.
Mama, thank you for nagging me for every little mistake I make. I know you want the best for me and you're why I'm here today. Baba, thank you for always supporting me and giving me the green light to do what I love to do. And Justin, my brother, although you're not here today, I just want to tell you that I one-upped you with this speech. But for real, thank you for talking to me and helping me out even though we fight on a daily basis. I love you. I know I wouldn't be here without all of you. 多謝媽媽、爸爸同埋祖兒。
And to every parent, friend, and family in the audience, I hope you know that we, the Balboa class of 2024, are pushing through every day, not just for ourselves, but for those that are supporting us at home.
Lastly, to my fellow graduates, we didn't just live through high school, we survived high school. From COVID to distance learning to finally being back in person, walking across this stage is a massive accomplishment, and we should be so proud of ourselves. I am proud of all of you, and I'm sure everyone that is here to support you is as well. Stay proud and remember that the future isn't something we enter. The future, whether it be college, work, or something else, is something we create. So no matter what path you take, continue towards finding yourself, pursuing your passions and dreams, and what you need to create a meaningful and happy life.
High school is not just about memorizing unnecessary facts and acing tests. We all learn resistance when faced with a mountain of homework and collaboration when desperately needing to finish those slides at 2 a.m. Now we are in a world with bills that aren't just monopoly money, responsibilities that go beyond turning in your homework on time. But guess what? We're ready. We have the skills that come from surviving high school. We are the generation that can write a killer essay and the speech the night before it's due. So as we go forward, don't be afraid to make mistakes. We may or may not see each other again, but the memories will stay with us forever. So let's remember this moment forever. Cheese. Say cheese. Congratulations again to the class of 2024. Good luck to you all.
Thank you, Chloe and Jessica. Next up is our senior class president, Devin Chavez.
Hello, Buccaneers. It was an honor to serve you as your class president for 3 years, as annoying as all of you were. I could have majored in education with what I had to deal with. Jokes aside, I wanted to give a few thanks to a few people. First, I wanted to thank Coach Carlos, who taught me how to manage my way through high school. I wanted to thank Mario for igniting my ambition to succeed and reach further. I wanted to thank the football team to show me what it takes to be disciplined and hardworking. And I wanted to thank my parents for being the best support system I could ever ask for. Most importantly, I wanted to thank my mom, Miss Julie, who not only through God taught me to live life to love others, but also share that same impact with my classmates. Standing on the stage, as I look over you guys, today I wanted to share 2 quotes about the biggest things I've learned during my high school experience. To start off, one of my favorite artists, Frank Ocean, once said, "You ain't a kid no more. We'll never be those kids again." You could say we start our real lives once we walk off this field. Growing up is daunting. Taking up jobs, equipping responsibilities, or paying bills, I don't know about you guys, but I am in no rush to do these things. It also doesn't help that COVID took a piece of our early teenage years. I can't help to live the carefree life I once had. As much as I can come up here and talk about the fears of what walking off this field might entail, I wanted to recognize that it is always important to appreciate now. Now, I will leave you with the wise words by one of my other favorite artists and greatest rapper of all time, Kanye West. He once said, "Everything I'm not made me everything I am." It's all too easy to measure our worth against the perceived successes of those around us. Comparison is the thief of joy. Some of us went through many hardships, and some of us even thought about quitting. We've all worked so hard, which is why we are all sitting down here today. Kanye's words are just a small reminder to appreciate yourself. Don't live life to satisfy anyone else. Sometimes all it takes is being in a room full of mirrors to be surrounded by winners. Class of 2024, we're all winners. Dr. Aronson, I'm gonna let you finish, and I'm really happy for you, but we're the best graduating class of all time. Give it up for class of 2024, congratulations.
Thank you, Devin. Next, we want to welcome our associate student body president and vice president, Mandy Zhao and Esther Turk-Levy.
Good morning, honored guests, teachers, families, and classmates.
You might know us as the crazy stressed girls who were always running through the hallway, yerba mates in hand, with to-do lists 7 pages long. If that doesn't ring a bell, you might remember us yelling at you during rallies and events, trying to get you to show a little more spirit. And while you may not have cheered out loud or sung the Balboa hymn, we know you were definitely singing it in your hearts with us.
We honestly never thought we would miss this place with its holes in the walls and flickering lights. But what the building lacks in structural integrity, the Balboa community makes up for. Balboa students are, above all, passionate people, and that's what makes our community so strong. Balboa students advocate for social justice issues around the city, on social media, and even within the school district itself, whether to make our Balboa community safer or our world a better place. The holes in the walls and the tainted drinking water, while not the ideal learning environment, did help strengthen the bonds between us that wouldn't exist in some perfectly unchipped bougie school with working water fountains.
My most famous, or perhaps infamous, Balboa title has been Prom Girl, a title I hold with mixed emotions. Overall, I am endlessly grateful for the opportunity to help create what I hope was a meaningful event for our class. Being a main organizer of prom has definitely taught me about the passion of Balboa students. You know what you want, and you'll stop at nothing to get it. It is this passion that makes me so proud to be a part of this community. While each and every one of your prom dreams may not have come true, I hope that many did. I know that you all will take this passion for prom themes and venues and decor and sliders and musical selections and channel it into all of your own individual interests. And I know that passion will take you all very far.
And you may know me as a girl who's been in student government her whole high school life. I admit I may not have done everything correctly, but I'm here to remind us all that there is no correct way. It's the effort that matters. I'm so glad this position allowed me to meet so many amazing students and even call some of them my best friends, like Essie. Love you, Essie. Oh, there's a bug. Throughout this journey, I have grown so much, and I am incredibly grateful for the opportunity to advocate for issues important to us all, even if the changes we sought didn't always happen. The biggest lesson I learned is that there is often value in just keeping going, even when things don't go your way.
As we graduate and move on to our next chapter, we want you all to remember that we are all human. And for most of high school, we were children. Some of us still are. The mistakes we have made are okay and all part of our journey. High school is a time to learn and grow, and we are all still learning, as we hopefully will be long after graduation. We have seen ourselves grow so much on the roller coaster ride of these past 4 years of high school. We have a lot to be proud of. We've met some amazing people, maybe learned a thing or two, and most importantly, started to discover who we are.
You're all beautiful and unique individuals who contribute much to our community. We know that you will bring about positive changes in the world, and I'm excited to see where we all are in 10 years.
If you see me stalking your LinkedIn, mind your business. We love you so much, class of 2024. To quote Mr. Rosenberg, you all have A's for life in our book.
Thank you all so much. Goodbye for now, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Mandy and Essie. And last but definitely not least, we have our principal's choice speaker, Angelo Stock-Cruz.
Oh, Angelo! He's Filipino. He's Filipino. I am too. Okay. Good morning, students, esteemed faculty, friends, and family. We gather here today to celebrate one of the many major milestones in life. We take this time to glance at the bright futures of these graduates while retrospectively reflecting on the 4 years we endured at Balboa High School. My name is Angelo Stock-Cruz, and it is with great honor that I am able to give this speech today. If your one takeaway is that my speech sounds ChatGPT'd, I'm offended, but thank you. I feel unworthy to stand up here and attempt to give you timeless advice that you go on to remember past exiting the stadium. I feel an immense pressure to say something immensely inspiring beyond what you've heard before. Oops, sorry, hold on. To be honest, I feel like I'm not going to say anything remotely innovative because what have I done? Well, I transferred. I used to attend Burton High School and transferred to Balboa in my junior year. I've told this story a million times, so I'll keep it short and sweet. But spoiler alert, I'm standing on stage giving a speech for the Balboa class of 2024 graduation. Upon my arrival, I was anxious, introverted, and extremely sweaty. However, with the support of the Balboa community, I quickly found my footing. I even started Balboa's very own Key Club. Even if I had to explain what it was every time, I helped several of you meet your community service requirements, so I guess I did a thing or two correctly. I don't have much to say, so if it's all right with you, I'm going to thank the one person I've yet to acknowledge. Quite frankly, I've yet to thank him because I didn't think he was worthy of my gratitude. But to be fair, he's been with me since the day I was born. I want to thank Angelo Stock-Cruz. Sorry, Dad, I hope my car is still in the parking lot. But if you haven't caught on yet, I've just thanked myself. And no, not in a conceited way. I thank myself today because I've never let myself be confident. I never allowed myself the pleasure to be satisfied with what I've accomplished. We've never allowed ourselves this pleasure to be satisfied with what we've accomplished. Self-deprecation sounds odd coming out of the mouth of the guy whose yearbook quote was an Ice Spice reference, but nonetheless, I thank myself. And I'm sure many of you can relate to feeling like you could do better. I know you can relate because I witnessed it in real time. You didn't know whether you were supposed to be happy that your friends got in or sad that you didn't. But one thing's for sure, I had to put my UC Irvine sweater up for sale the second I didn't see confetti. But during that time, I felt your defeat and I heard your sorrow. It hurt to see the liveliness of my peers drained because a letter said they weren't good enough. But it hurt most when you began to ask, what was the point of all that I've done? The point is you did it. You did that community service, you started that club, and you planned the heck out of that prom. And then, if you need a letter to validate the usage of your time, I think you need to reevaluate where you direct the power that dictates your life. You can do better, but don't forget what you've done. Because in the end, your accomplishments are past goals. You reach those goals, and you can reach more. I need you to have that same confidence Mr. Nepo has, and thank yourself. Thank yourself for getting you to this day, on this field, and upon this stage. Because if it wasn't for you, you wouldn't be here. So for once, acknowledge yourself and say, I did that. As tomorrow approaches, remember to bring with you the confidence you've discovered in yourself, celebrate your achievements, and face the future with the same determination and resilience that got you here today. Once you've moved on to bigger and better things, today will seem insignificant, but remember how much you wanted this and how you've now gotten it. Lastly, it wouldn't be a speech for me if I didn't end it with a quote from Twice. So, no matter what, you got me, I got you, and I wouldn't want it any other way. No drop of doubt, I know deep down that we'll make it through, just like we always do. With that being said, congratulations, Balboa Class of 2024. You've completed another goal, and you're on to the next. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelo. Please, everybody, join me in a huge round of applause for all of our student speakers today. Go ahead. We will now show a video presentation honoring our Balboa students. So direct your attention to the large monitors. That was the second time our seniors got to see that, but it's special enough to watch it several times, I think. Okay, we were about to begin reading of the names. We will read names this year in a different way than we've done before. We've read them with our pathway teachers. But first, we are going to honor our seniors from Miss Tosh and Miss Bush's class, our students with special needs.
Okay, we'll start with Isaiah Walker. Isaiah Walker. Catherine and Zora Fuentes. Jorge Licona Cruz. And Simon Liu.
And now I will let the Cast Academy teachers come up.
Hi, I'm Mr. Larson, and this is Mr. Lee.
I'm
We
Mr.
are
Lee.
Representing
Cast
the Cast
Academy.
Academy.
Delmy, come up.
Delmy Aguilar.
Kevin Arevalos Ruiz. Amy Pañuelos.
Haley Bubakar.
Nina Bisbee.
Angel Siki Kai.
Just come up.
Ruth Carolina Castañon Aguilar.
Javier Chavez. Cody Chan. Potato. Wilbur Chan.
They're out of order. Not in order. Not in order. You guys are all in order. I think that makes Angela Geronimo. Lyndon Juarez Diaz. Jackson Yun Ortega. Jasper Lai.
Jillian Lee.
Victoria Lee.
Katie Lee.
Sandy Lee.
Xi Yuan Lin.
Dinglin Liu.
Rosaline Yolanda Mott. Ziwen Zoe Liu.
Vicky Ma.
Arlie Martinez.
Cindy Mejia Lopez. Emma Wong.
Karina Wong. Olivia Wu. Danny Shi.
Lily Shi. Junying Yu.
Carlos Zapata Rojas. Michael Zapata. Christian Zhao.
Jonathan Zhu.
Maya Johnson.
Where'd you go? You're off on the wrong side there. Sorry. Yuan Chen. Danny Meng Chong.
Divine Hope Ganaya Chong. Emerson Cisneros.
Coral Ching-In Dang. Melody Dang. Soraya Dewberry. Edmund Fong. Alvin Guan. Darren Guo. Joel Gutierrez. Aaliyah Hopkins.
Katina Huang. Justin Huang.
Anna Hussein. Joseph Milano.
Ermond Newey. Edmund Wen. Ethan. I'm so sorry. Ethan Wen. Uncle George messed up. Alexander Ortiz. Armand Chris Perez. Gwen Fong.
Luis Plietz Cubias. Sanjay San Juan. Theodore Sidawi. Kitana Dien Jones. Mariah Valadez Carrasco. Kyle Van. Nicole Way. And that concludes the CAS graduating class of 2024. Yay, CAS!
Good morning. I'm Miss L. I'm Eleanor Scott. It is my honor and delight to present the GDA class of 2024. And I am grateful to be here with my colleague.
Mr. Cregan.
Haley Aguilar. Mabel Baclan. Proud of you. Zachary Byra. Moises Bonilla Aguilar. Congratulations. Travis Bowie. Benny Chen. Benny's over there. Xavier Chan. Nicholas Chang. Devin Isaiah Chavez. Chloe Chen. Lena Chen. Mandy Lisa Chen. Peyton Chung. Joy Faith Chung. Danica Chow. Caitlin Chung. Winston Corrado. Johnny Cornejo Flores. Christian Cortez Banda. Dominic Davis. Janice Dang. Oh, oh my gosh. That's amazing. Jose Deras. Messiah DeVoe. I love you. Angie Fang. Johnson Fang. Jordan Ray Ferrer. Sorry, I should. Jasmine Hernandez. Jose Hernandez. Jasmine Wang. I love you. Sorry. Julia Hong. Xiao En Grace Wong. Toby Lee. Chloe Lee. Wen Fang Justin Lin.
Bay Lucas. Shirlene P. Ma. Dante Messina. Alessandro Mejia. Eron Moran. Markel A. Nelson. Tiffany Ng. Ray Earth Paul Omni. George Paruganan. Amaya Reed.
Brian Rivera. Leah Ruiz. Kevin Salvador. Quincy C2. Leandro Sosa. Angelo Sta Cruz. Alex Tang. Dara Tang. Timothy Hay Tran. Julio Vasquez Quijada. Daphne Juan. Winnie Wen. Allison Wong. Amy Wu. Destiny Wu. Justin Wu. Vivian Wu. Yaobin Wu. Yazien Yaya Yang. Colin Yi. Jonathan Yok Nolasco. Zihao Zhao. Damon Zhang. Mandy Z. David Zong. That concludes the graduates of the class of 2024 from the GDA Academy.
Good morning. I'm Michael Rosenberg, representing the oldest and first thematic pathway in San Francisco Unified, the Law Academy.
I'm English teacher Wissam Awadallah. I'm happy to celebrate you today.
Very excited to start off. King Dante Allen Wilson. A for the day. Gisela Arias. Brandon Avendano. Yeah, go Giants. Shauna Baums. Shauna Baums. Gosh. Jamon Brown. Josis Castro. Ivan Chow. Our valedictorian and winner of the California Scholarship Federation Cup, Jessica Chambui.
Eric Chen. Kathy Chen. Kathy Chen. Valedictorian Sherman Chen. Sierra Conway. Jenny Cuadras. Zoe Fang. Leah Franklin. Bradley G. Andrew Henriquez. Eve Z-E-N Huang. Andrew Hui. Aaron Kwok. Alvin Lau. William Lay.
Jaira Liapaga. Michael Lee. Timmy Lee. Brian Leung. Julius Liebert. Emily Lynn. Jessica Liu. Enric Lopez Recancage. Rochelle Liliana Lopez. William Lugo Ruiz. A for the day. Andres Martinez. Luisa Martinez. Carly McFarland.
William Mejia. Ashley Mendoza Vela. Edwin Moncada Mejia. Valeria Naranjo. Salutarian Chloe Uyan. Elvis Piacurel. Jacarius Ragland. Jonathan Ramirez. Oh, I'm so sorry. Erica Rico. Olga Rios Mendoza. Darlene Rodriguez. Darren Sue. Mi Tang.
Our Pterodactyl Award winner for the top athlete at Balboa High School, Nephi Tiniofili Shul Cassidy. There's a lot of love there. Kristen Sung. Our Nick Kafkas Award winner for the most spirited student in our school and the Associated Student Body Vice President, Esther Turk-Levy. Nam Vo. Our Senior Vice President, Samantha Wint. Christy Wong. Ryan Wu. Kyler Yee. Emily Yu.
Happy birthday.
Caitlin Yu. Our Associated Student Body President, Mandy Zhao. Emily Zhu. And that concludes our Law Academy grads. Congratulations.
Good morning. My name is Sergio Luis Robledo Madrazo, and I'm here with Emilia Björklund, and we are very proud to read the names of the Pulse Pathway Peers United for Leadership, Service, and Equity. Holly Akyong. Mariah Ali. Julia Alvarez. Michaela Bautista. Andre Benjamin.
Lanice Brown. Kaylee Chan. Danny Chan. Jeffrey Chen.
Alex Chu. Luca Kiera Shamas. Mariah Delgado. Desiree Echon.
Nevaeh Fatawi. Andrew Franks. Julian Fresnosa. Bella Galvan. Jason Gomez.
Kimmy Guan. Mercedes Hernandez. Anping Emily Wong. William Iraheta Escobar.
Fatima Hiron. That's Fatima, y'all. Ciara May Lee. Justin Lay. Carmen Leung.
Lance Xavier Leung. Ethan Lee. Gavin Lee. Diana Lee. Lydia Liu.
Alvin Liu. Liana Mark. Zara Mark. Marco Marquez. Mel Marie Mendoza.
Christian Menjivar. Michelle Au. Russell Sean Arenas Padilla. Esther Para.
Mary Perez Carrasco. Michael Reyes Merchan. Riley Reynolds. Javaris Richmond. Ruby Rodriguez.
Alejandro Ruiz Duarte. Diego Ruiz Tobar. Luis Sarat. Princess Shul Cassidy. Aaron Siu. Please move on.
We got Aaron right here.
Aaron Siu.
Zadie Lara Sati Smith. Eric Solorzano. Nico Umagat. Sophia Valen. Jackie Wu.
No, Jackie. Rora Yee. Connor Yip. Paul Zhang. Zubi Zhang Hung. Edwin Zhao. Ivy Zhao. Congratulations to the Pulse class of 2024.
Mr. Hernandez, would you like to join me to call out the walk names? So on behalf of the Wilderness Arts and Literacy Collaborative and your amazing teachers, Mr. Hernandez and I, Mr. Nepomuceno, will read your names.
All right. First one, walk, is Emily Alvarado Gomez. Jocelyn Ansora Fuentes. Kelly Gao. Tia Carriger. Cynthia Castañón. Henry Chen. Wayne Chen.
Okay. Okay. All right, next up is Kevin Guevara. Anthony Enriquez. Joshua Holtman. Jenhui Huang. Kristen Huynh. Maggie Lee. Braden Liang. Aaron Liao. Cody Lin. Dylan Liu. Donovan Lopez Adame. The camcorder. And Juliet Lozano. David Ma Kwang. Camellia Mendenhall. Fernanda Nix Dumax.
Serenity Pollard. Alejandra Ramirez Agustin. Samra Wit Desfai. Rochelle Viloria. Darren Wong. Tyler Wiley Sandals. Bennett Yee. Raymond Yu. Jair Zhang. Puka Tawagi.
And that concludes Walks graduates. Happy 25th anniversary. And one guy from downtown.
Thank you all for joining us on this most special day. We congratulate all of you, class of 2024. We wish you all a safe and restful summer, but first we are going to confer these diplomas. Would Matt Alexander join me? The students before you have met all the requirements of the program as set forth by the Board of Education of the San Francisco Unified School District. I present to you the class of 2024.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Matt Alexander, Vice President of the San Francisco Unified School District Board of Education. And on behalf of the district, I proudly accept the graduates of Balboa High School class of 2024, and you are now officially graduated.
And one last thing before you all leave us, please stand so we can move your tassels. Please stand. Please join me in moving your tassels from right to left to signify that you are now high school graduates. Congratulations. Mr. Nepomuceno will give you directions on how to exit the building at the stadium.
All right, everybody, graduates, head right over to the arch behind me. Families, please make your way out there to meet them. We got to get you all out of here. If you want to go take pictures, go out to the Golden Gate Park because we're getting ready for the next graduation. Thanks, y'all. Be safe. We love y'all. But again, make your way out right now, out to the back. Families, please meet up with your graduates right behind us. We're leaving right now. We got to get out of this field. We got to clean up all this confetti. Oh, my gosh. We got to clean it up. And all adult helpers, if you guys can help take out the name things out these seats, appreciate it. Let me get a box.